gentlemen, to Season 2 of the Universal Open, presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven. Now, we've just seen our second team qualify for today. Of course, that was Ghost Station, but next, coming up, is do or die time for all of the teams left. 4 teams left, only 2 more qualification spots left for the regionals, however. And the next game we have, gentlemen, is going to be Flyquest versus First in Flight. Now, Flyquest obviously coming off the back of pretty disappointing loss we've just seen there. However, on the other side of things, First in Flight, they got better and better yesterday, the more that we saw them. They're bringing the momentum into this match. How do you think this one's going to play out?
Yeah, Sharif and Coleman yesterday put up one heck of a performance. Sharif in general also with lighting up the scoreboard. Coleman making sure hardly anything got through with them in the back line. So they played brilliantly yesterday. The question is, do they repeat that performance today against some much stiffer competition, I think? And Flyquest, okay. Deep breath.
I felt you were about to give me a quote on some building work then for a moment.
No, just
it's going to cost you.
£7 million. I think Flyquest just has to you really got to temper things, I think. Slow down just a little bit when you're going on offense. Make sure you've got a good chance before you really commit to it, as that's really what beat them. They beat themselves, I feel like, except in that game number 3. Game number 3, Ghost absolutely earned it.
Well, the major question here is how do they bounce back? Because they're taking on a team that plays very similar to the one they just lost to. Sharif is going to be the front man a lot of the time. We've seen Coleman really step up his positioning recently. He's going to be a very difficult one to catch flat-footed. So it's their opportunity to take on a rough, same type of team, but a team that executes the strategy just a little bit less effectively overall. So there is that chance there, but we mentioned it before the break. I honestly believe this first game has to go in Flyquest's favor. Otherwise, it's just a continuation.
Yeah, they really need to kind of wrestle a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence back for themselves. Coming off the back of that, what was a disappointing loss in that upper bracket game, but they do have the chance to do it, and we always want to hear from you guys at home as well. So let us know who you think is going to be going through it as a qualifier after this match. Is it going to be Flyquest? Is it going to be First in Flight? Let us know in the chat, and also use the hashtag UOS2 to let us know who you think is going to be going through. But I mean, I'm kind of fancying First in Flight here. I've got to be honest with you, gentlemen.
Yesterday.
If that's it's a big if, like in capitals. It's a big if, bold, underlined.
36 font.
Exactly, 48.
48.
Screw it. If they can continue the momentum and the performance they had from yesterday, because we saw on day one side of them, and then on day 2 it was a completely different team. They need to turn up and play as well as yesterday, if not even better.
Absolutely, and that's really the only thing that gets you through to those regionals. You have to prove to everybody that, hey, we fought through the open qualifiers, now we came here for the closed qualifiers, which is separate the wheat from the chaff stage, and you can only take the best of the best into the regionals. So you got to continue that performance, and if you can't bring it here versus Flyquest, especially one that might be a little bit down, then you don't deserve to go to regionals, frankly.
How'd you start this game off, Shogun, if you're on First in Flight right now? Do you take it to them? Do you
I
try and
right
put them on the back
faces.
foot? Exactly.
I get right in their
That's
faces
what I'd
and
be
pick up 2 in the first minute. Make sure that they feel like it's just like the previous series. Don't give them a chance to breathe. But that was where they fell down last time against Ghost Station. First in Flight, they really struggled to put their best foot forward and really give themselves a chance to win. This time around, if they've got the mentality to say, okay, we're going to go straight for this, they might have a chance. I would definitely say First in Flight winning this would be an upset, but it's one that's more plausible based upon what just saw.
Happened. Yeah.
And just a reminder to everyone at home as well, it's not just, we don't finish after this. We have a couple-of-week break, and then we come back again, and we've got the Central Closed qualifiers and the West Closed qualifiers to come from North America. Both of those are going to be insane. Some of the teams that we're going to have involved there are going to be... Just watch it. It's as simple as that. Just make sure you don't miss it. And then, of course, after all of North America's done, we move over to Europe.
Which is...
Now,
you thought the next 2 weeks were going to be awesome.
Essentially,
I'm sort of salivating for that
essentially, it's a rock just sliding down a hill from now on, just building momentum and getting faster and faster. But talking about momentum, it's a question now: can Flyquest get it back, or will it be First in Flight who wrestle our second to last qualification place away? And it's over to Shogun and the Chiefs.
Well, that is definitely the main question as we head into this game. First in Flight, a team that sparkled on yesterday's broadcast. They were so dominant, even against a team that we thought they might struggle with a little bit in the form of the Revival. But Sharif just stepped up and was scoring goal after goal, but that is not a great first contact from him. Shot off the post. Flyquest, they need this opening game
Sharif scored 25 goals yesterday.
That is a very high percentage of all goals that we've seen scored in this tournament. Prime Thunder gets the immediate jump out from Coleman. He's got the follow-up shot.
Nice place.
Opening goal to Flyquest.
Really well done here from Prime Thunder. Takes his time here on this touch. Coleman, want to know if he had boost. He didn't have a lot to work with, so Coleman not able to close the distance and make it a tough shot for Prime Thunder. Sharif on the way back. You're almost never going to be able to make that save when it's to the back post like that. Just trying to dive at it and hope for the best. And Prime Thunder, perfect placement, earns a goal.
One's going to be all the way back. Flyquest doing a very good job so far of controlling the middle field, not allowing first in to put any pressure on. Sharif can't block the shot, and that's another post. Could have been 3 at this point in time for Flyquest, but it's now 2 in the actual scoreline. First in, they just haven't really got going yet.
Here's kind of that big question. This seems to be the exact same approach Prime Thunder and Wonder took in that game versus Ghost Station. Very aggressive, very double committee. The question is, are Coleman and Sharif as fast as Memory and Lethemir to stop it and be able to punish it? Can they beat Prime Thunder and Wonder to see these balls right in front of the net or in the midfield and really punish them? That's going to be the difference maker.
So far, they haven't really had the opportunity to even try. Find themselves 2 goals down, 3 goals down. Well,
good start.
Flyquest
It's what you wanted.
Just dominating.
It's what you wanted out of Flyquest, and they've executed to a T. A couple of demos, quick around, and they're just beating Coleman and Sharif. And now is the question, can they do that? And they have done so quite well. And we're not even 2 minutes in.
For first in, this has been the worst case situation to start off. Nothing going their way, no real shots on target. It's been a tough time for them so far. There's going to be number 4 coming in. Wow, Flyquest. This was perfect for them right now, but for first in, where's that team we saw yesterday?
I think that team that we saw yesterday doesn't have the space that they had yesterday. That's the big difference. It's tough for them to get going. Sharif hasn't had an opportunity to get the ball on his hood, get in a situation where he can challenge. It's just Wonder and Prime Thunder have been beating him to things.
Straight back down. He's looking for 1 goal to start kicking up the engines. But first in, always a little bit too close to the ball, but always facing the wrong way. There's Coleman's opportunity, immediately shut down by Wonder, and now it's a breakaway opportunity.
Missed it.
That 4-goal lead. They won't be hurting too much. In fact,
Did not
they'll
miss
be hurting first in even more. Sharif's first touch here, way too heavy.
Yeah, far too heavy indeed. Oh, and he thought Coleman was going to come and get it too. He turned away.
Was he looking for the no-look pass?
I think he might have just thought Coleman... I think he was just too focused on where he thought Coleman was going to be after that first touch. He said, oh, I made a mistake. Let's not try and compound it, and was perhaps thinking Coleman was a little bit closer and just not aware of the situation, it looked like.
For all the misery that Ghost Station put Flyquest through in the previous series, it looks like Flyquest are trying to put that back on first in. Maybe even more so as Wonder fakes out Coleman. It's 2v1 for the time being,
nice
and that
placement.
is the exact result that you would want in that situation. Flyquest, they're rocking, they're rolling, and they are well on their way to securing game 1.
Yeah, this is... we weren't sure what we were going to get out of Prime Thunder and Wonder. It was like, look, I said, hey, I think you need to temper your approach, slow down a little bit. And they said, Jeeves is an idiot. Why would we ever do that? And they've come up here and put 6 goals on the board.
This has been just goal after goal. It's been shooting practice for Flyquest, and they're hitting the target more often than not. Can they add in a number 7? No, Coleman will be there for that.
Here's their first real chance. This might be the first possession we've seen First in Flight have in this game 1, and it is instantly lost.
Yeah, they've really struggled to find any space to do anything. Plus, whenever they do challenge...
You're kidding. They're going to go for that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I guess you're up by 6. Yeah, why not? Because that happens. Shogun, that's why not.
Well, there's 5 more points of armor that you've got to take off this beast. And you've only got 1 minute and 44 to do it. 7 goals in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. We've seen games where we barely even get 1.
I mean, this is
Split reset.
Oh, we saw Prime Thunder do that day one. Perhaps one of the
There's a
best
certain
fakes we've seen
level
so far.
It's much more impressive to do it on day 3
That's
than
true.
it is on day 1.
That's true, but it was so pretty.
Sharif takes his time. Wonder automatically in his face for that one. And Coleman, he was jumping in from such an awkward angle. He still kept the ball in his position, but he's got 0 boost. Still making something of this play.
It's actually really good to... I think it's really good that First in Flight are able to start hanging on to the ball a little bit. It gives them a little bit of hope for game number 2 at least.
A minute remaining, 5 goals is still the difference. Prime Thunder just going to take his time. He's going to be allowed a lot more of that this time around. We saw during the last series, Lefemir was all up in his face whenever he tried to control the ball over in the corner. This time around, the challenges
Oh,
are
man,
less,
he's
the
done it again.
opportunities are more. And for Flyquest, that confidence has gone from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs.
He's done it again. Wonder directly above the crossbar. Pretty much the exact same spot, different approach, but if you need a guy to put one in from right on top of the net, it seems like Wonder's your go-to guy. 2 brilliant shots.
I think 8 might be the most goals we've seen in one game today. Either way, we're now up to 9. We are hurtling towards double digits.
We're close. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if there's enough time to make it happen.
36 for double digits? I'm talking about the game as a whole.
I get that, yeah. I see that. It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
It's possible. We've got 36 seconds to find out.
Oh, going to come out with the ball. Wonder is going to leave it for Sharif, and there is number 10.
All right, you win. Is that 2 quid?
There's no jinx involved, and we didn't put anything on it, so you're just going to have to settle for my smug face. Which is priceless to me.
Arguably worse, yes.
Way worse, my friend. Speaking of smug,
Prime Thunder and
Flyquest
Wonder.
are just going to be exactly that. They are doing whatever they want on the pitch.
It's like, yeah, we got smashed. Nobody cares. Watch this.
Coleman, he will be beat to the ball. Nice bump there from Sharif as we head into the final 10 seconds. The last series we watched started off with an absolute walloping. This series is starting off with an absolute walloping. In Bloom, could you guys potentially not have more of the same when we reach you later on? But Onset,
See.
wow.
Yeah, he's soy Onset.
10. 10
Yeah.
goals in our first game. And I think, Flyquest, they couldn't have asked for any more, could they really? Especially coming off the back of the performance they had in the last game to win by such a good margin. You have to wonder if maybe, that tough series they had before, that just warmed them up.
17 shots. There is a distinct possibility that at least having to play Lethemir and Memories is fair enough to say a warm-up, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, first in. This is way too similar to their day 1 performance. They're not really getting in good positions. I don't want to say this one is down to them just not giving themselves a chance. The positioning is all wrong. They are
Heavy
They are the
touches.
puppets to the strings right now of Flyquest. They are reacting to everything rather than predicting everything, and that is always going to make you second best.
And again, Sharif struggled on day 1 as well with those first touches on the ball, and that's really something that they're going to have to work on, both Coleman and Sharif, of course. But you got to be able to hang on to the ball when you do get it. And there were a couple of moments that they were at least able to get over on the offensive half there in game 1. Something to hang on to, but you got to figure out how to stop Flyquest from just sitting in front of your net and just harrying you until you make a mistake.
Yeah, it's a difficult one for First in Flight, but they've got this far for a reason. They've shown yesterday what talent they have and what they can pull off. So I'm kind of, although the first game was a complete and utter blowout, we've seen it a few times today, and then that game number 2 has been so much tighter. Once the team who's lost kind of worked
Every
things
game,
out a little
actually.
bit like that.
Every
So
game 2 has been
we
pretty
haven't learned
close.
too much from the first games, to be honest with you. Let's be honest with you.
No, we haven't, but it puts you in a very poor situation every single time. I mean, you have mentioned that game 2 is much closer, but then the team that won the first game starts to pull away again. It has been a song and dance we've seen before. The very least that we can see from First in Flight is to bounce back in this game and then change the script from there, because It can't get worse. Let's put it like that. It can't get worse. That's at least something they can hold on to. They've got to throw everything into this game too. For Jeeves, I want to ask you this question because you said it last time we were in this position.
Yes.
All of about an hour ago.
Yes.
Calm it down or go chasing for that first goal?
I mean, if you're Flyquest, I feel like you can do whatever you want because you just smashed them. I think Sharif and Coleman, I would like to see them take the same approach that Prime Thunder and Wonder did in their game too. I think you really just got to hold out here for this first minute. I think you need to give yourself a chance to get settled into a game.
Prime Thunder taking the ball by himself. Just no challenge here whatsoever. This is a level of space that Prime Thunder, I think, is almost just not used to after that previous series. I wonder, that might be the laziest block I've ever seen in my entire life. He just drove forward and it went into him. That's a good challenge there. Sharif got the opportunity. It's going to be set up.
Nice.
And that is the start that first in flight needed.
Now the big question is, could Sharif have put this in on his own? And I think absolutely yes. But I think he was a little bit worried about hitting the brakes there and letting that ball come out to him for the shot. So he just said, look, let's just pass it off the back wall. Let's let Coleman take care of this. And that's not a bad mindset to have. And it's good that they started off ahead. But the reason I say you'd really like to give yourself a chance to get settled into a game is just because sometimes it's tough to get a feel for the flow of the game if you're not able to get it started. Sharif just wins a challenge in front of his corner and then just goes over two players. Prime Thunder and Wonder, way too close.
Flyquest, we brought this up during the last series. When you are a goal down,
Stop
you
it.
don't need to panic. You don't need to challenge everyone in the corner. And they did it again.
Yes, they did.
They don't seem comfortable when they are a goal down. And Sharif, he's going to look to try and continue the hurt. It's been his challenges so far that have been able to set up these two opportunities for the goals. Coleman very much hanging back, waiting for his chance, and then holding the line when things like this come forward, but he can't do a thing about that. Just couldn't quite predict the amount of power Prime Thunder would get.
And I think that's big for Flyquest as well. Able to equalize in fairly short order. It stops them from having to, continue perhaps playing, I suppose, what we would call suboptimally.
2-0 lead is the most dangerous score in any sport. Flyquest looking to try and prove exactly that. Wonder wins the challenge. Will this lead be short-lived? No, Coleman in the way just in time, but Sharif is only just getting back and he is chasing down Prime Thunder. Huge chance here for Flyquest. First in, they've struggled with positioning from this position previously, and that's going to go in. The momentum has just stopped.
Man, weak touch there from Coleman off the back wall. Valiant effort from Sharif to try and shut it down, and a secondary hero's effort from Coleman, but Sharif and Coleman both, they just didn't have the boost to deal with that situation. Flyquest with a couple of really placed balls right around the net, making them dive, get out of position, and then they just didn't have the resources to get it out.
Wonder off the backboard, double tap is available, triple tap, why not? Just gets blocked. Sharif, I know this is a tight game, but it was a triple tap, dude. At least think about it.
Maybe you let him try, just for the sake of style points.
Oh, Prime Thunder looks like he's struggling a little bit. 81 boost though to his name, and he's got a Wonder who's currently carrying the ball right in front of him. I like this from Flyquest. They're just allowing the ball to be played around them. And first in flight almost handed away the shot. Wait for the infield pass. Coleman will happily see that one away.
Yeah, didn't have a lot of boost. He just needs time to go grab someone. Fortunately, the area of the pitch he's walking around doesn't have any. Again, Coleman in a tough spot in the net with nothing to work with. Huge stop.
We'll saw the Doomsday dish coming out from Prime Thunder. So dangerous anywhere on the pitch. Now he will take the ball for himself. Challenge from Coleman. 1-0 boost on him though, and Prime Thunder has gone and stole the other corner.
They have to give the ball up. Again, no boost for Sharif and Coleman. Prime Thunder and Wonder, they're just getting so many free chances because they're holding on to all this boost.
Wonder now to the corner again. And it's going to be a defensive struggle. I don't think they know what to do with this, but neither did Flyquest know how to attack it. 2v1. I have a wee bit of a hiccup. And that might be a hiccup on the offense as well. There's going to be 3 goals to 2.
And out of nowhere, they got a lead here, too. Kind of curious where Wonder went here. Wonder obviously set that ball up out of the midfield, and Prime Thunder again, hyper-aggressive challenge. I think he kind of had to. Not sure if he had any other choice, and just beat to the ball on that one.
It is telling, though, that most of the goals we see against Flyquest,
Open nets.
always open nets, always shot from the half court. Prime Thunder.
He's got Wonder on the other
shot
side.
is
Ooh.
available, but
Greedy.
power is certainly not. Sharif
Breakaway again.
all the way out. 0 boost and Coleman. He's finally picks him up, and he's going to potentially steal the other one, but he's left it. Prime Thunder
Free boost.
gobbles that one straight up. Wonder now. Down by 1 goal right at this moment in time.
Nice block. Really aggressive challenge from Prime
Wonder
Thunder.
with the shot. He's going to try and follow this one up. Just going to try and squeeze, but Coleman takes that one away from the net. And opportunity is going to start running thin.
Oh, Coleman, no, he gave it to him. Did he have the boost? He didn't have any. Again, Coleman trapped on defense with 10, 11, maybe sometimes even 20 boost. And he has to give so many free chances over to Flyquest, and he's going to have to figure that one out. I mean, moving into game number 3, Coleman's got to figure out some way to get out of his own half. He might have to leave Sharif on defense. Sharif is going to have to cover for him. There needs to be some communication between these guys on, I have nothing, I need a second.
This game is huge for first in as well. Huge for both of these teams. The victory for Flyquest puts them up to qualification point. All they would need to do is win 1 more. So for first in, it's crucial that they take this game.
Oh,
off the
wow, they
backboard.
did it.
This is gonna be their chance. 3-4, 17 seconds left. The pressure is on.
And Sharif finally, still a bit of a meteor first touch, but he gets 2 players of Flyquest to bite at it. And that's just a lack of discipline from Prime Thunder and Wonder.
Well, the last chance for Flyquest. They went for the middle boost, and they lost the kickoff entirely. Prime Thunder from the backboard.
Great clear.
So powerful as well, and Wonder is on 0 boost. He was hoping that was going to turn up for him. Crossfield pass. Prime Thunder is not there. As soon as it touches the floor, it will be game. Can Prime Thunder get there in time? No, he cannot.
He stole that game.
They did still, I mean, that was scrappy. That was very scrappy, but a win's a win.
A win is very much a win, and that is exactly what they needed to get back into the series. It's so strange how these series have played out today. Such a pattern to them. First game, one team gets smashed, but then that second game, it's almost like both teams reset a little bit, and it's like, okay, now we start the series properly.
And it's such an interesting thing because Coleman and Sharif, this entire game, they were just sitting here having shot thrown at them. They had 11 shots. They had to make 7 saves on first in Flight's half of the pitch. Prime Thunder and Wonder, 6 shots against him, 1 save. And that tells you just how aggressive Prime Thunder and Wonder are willing to be. They're willing to throw themselves at this orange side of the pitch, and if it doesn't work out, then they are willing to accept the consequences.
I mean, if I'm going to give them credit for anything, they are very stubborn.
Yeah.
With this strategy, they are not willing to let it go. And when it works, I mean, we saw it in game 1. It works beautifully. It completely stifles your opponent's attempts.
And you even saw it in this game number 2. I mean, Coleman was just trapped on his own half, could hardly do anything. It just took 1 good touch, and that's all it took. And it happened maybe 2 times, and those 2 times made the difference.
Well, I mean, it's tied up at 1-1. It's what we expected from these two teams. We said it was a close series. The games have been a bit weird, we have to say.
Yeah.
First game was very strange. Second game a lot closer. Maybe the team who didn't apply the pressure slightly undeserving of the win, but they've got the win. That's the important thing. Now we move on to game number 3. Now, if we wanted a swing game, this is a swing game, right?
Well, the winner of this, they get qualification point. I mean, it's that close at this point in time. There are no more second chances.
Oh, what a kickoff.
And there is only going to be 1 chance needed. 5 seconds is all it took achieves. And we have our first goal.
And here's the funny part. Sharif on the Dominus does not hit that ball with the nose angled down. He's got it angled slightly up, not coming in flat. And for that, he is thusly punted straight up into the air, and it's a free goal. That I am very much aware of. I played Dominus for 4,000 hours. You gotta come in straight.
Sharif was getting a lot of success yesterday, coming in sideways. Here's kickoff, expecting the opponents to try and play it on the fast kickoff to the side. But they are getting caught. Sharif with the save. Follow up from Prime Thunder, straight down. 2-0. First in.
And it's the grand question of power versus finesse, as this placement is not perfect from Prime Thunder,
I told you, power always works.
but it hit the
Power
ball
always
really
works.
hard.
If you hit the ball hard enough, I've heard there's a theory out there, if you hit it hard enough,
Yeah.
it will demo the saving car, which
I-
means that they're not even there.
Now, funny fact, I actually really think that would be a cool mechanic. Like, if you got a ball going over 120 kilometers per hour and you hit the ball, it would demo you.
If that actually became a mechanic, I am a top 10 player.
I actually think that would be really cool. I don't know how well it would work out, but in my head, it sounds like it'd be really cool.
Let's try it anyway, just for me. Oh, that's going to go straight in though. Wonder looked at the chaos ensuing right in front of him. I don't think he can make heads or tails of it. I mean, look at it.
Oh,
You
the
going to react to
fake.
Coleman? You going to react to Sharif? There's not really much chance to react at all.
And Coleman had Wonder eating out of his hand. He's just like, I might do it. And then he said, nope, just kidding. And Wonder had no chance. That's an excellent setup from Coleman. Perfect.
Wonder gets that one straight up to the side. We've got 3 goals within our opening minute. We've seen a lot of goals today. We're currently up to 66 for the broadcast as a whole. And that's going to be a potential for another one. At current rate, we might finally see that 100 that I've been begging for.
We do still have one more series after this one. I don't know if it'll be as high scoring as these other series have been. We've had at least 20
it's
in
the
every
closer
one so
ones,
far.
the ones that go to game 5,
You do
that
get
usually
to
go that far.
a chance to score a lot, that is for sure. Ooh, big miss.
It's going to come straight back out. Sharif on the far side, though.
Ooh.
Can't get there. Tries to play it over the top of Prime Thunder.
And again, that first touch, it's got a lot behind it, just not able to control it.
Sharif straight back down. Prime Thunder all the way on the halfway line. Sharif can take control. He's passed one. Tried to flick it over the top of Wonder, and Prime Thunder will be there way before any opponent. But Sharif starting to hound away at the ball. Don't quite know if he got the boost. It looks like he did not, as he tries to take the path straight down the small boosts.
Really aggressive challenge there from Coleman. Ooh, and he got the touch. Man, that's when you send everything. And
Oh, Sharif has just made such a hash of this. He misses the boost.
Yeah.
He fails the touch.
yeah,
He's gifted the goal.
yeah. There's nothing
Sugar's
else
awesome.
to say. Yeah. It's that was really just a product of, yeah, you make one mistake and often errors.
It's the domino effect.
Yeah.
You try and fix it, and there's no fixing it. Just find
Accept your
some way.
fate.
It's going to come straight back over. Prime Thunder trying to set up a 4-1 lead. That is 5 for the game.
I'm trying to write down all these details, and I keep missing these goals because they're happening right after the kickoff.
There is a small fire happening right next to me on this bit of paper as Achieves just tries to keep up.
I
He's going
tried.
to have to turn the page. I've never seen one of Achieves' sheets have to turn the page.
There was one time, it was a best of 7, and I had to make an entirely new page because that many goals were scored. It's back at the X Games, fun fact.
Oh, wow. And that heat as well.
Yeah.
Actually would have been a fire going on. And speaking of fire, Flyquest have
Out of
truly
nowhere.
heating up in this game.
Out of nowhere, this game's out of hand.
I mean, it's way too similar to game 1. And it's brutal at this point. Flyquest have
It's like-
found their form.
This was a 2-1 game at the 4-minute mark, and then as soon as it hit 2 minutes 56 seconds, Flyquest have put in 3 more goals in that time span. In the space of 30 seconds, Coleman and Sharif have had a chance from equalizing to being completely out of it. And it's all just been tiny little mistakes for all 3 of those goals. One's a kickoff, one's a missed boost in the midfield, and then another one's a kickoff.
It's a problem that we've had with both these teams where some of the games just go out of hand a little bit too easily. But this time around, it is first in that are the culprits. This has happened for first in once already this series. It happened against Ghost Station. There's still time for this. 4 goals is
Oh,
doable.
you
There's
needed
the
that.
chance, and
Okay.
they've got to nail it. 100 seconds achieves. The timer is on.
Decent chance, to be completely honest, especially Wonder in a bad spot, had 100 boost. Didn't really use any of it, kind of in a weird spot. That's sort of that awkward no man's land of distance between you and the attacker, where you just don't have the space to really do whatever you want. And it's all on Sharif to make sure he gets that pass through, and he nailed it.
90 seconds now. Still 3 goals needed. Sharif gets his potential clear blocked. Prime Thunder looking to try and set it up, but it's way too wide. They're still going for this. 5-2 up.
That's
These
the
two
crazy
will
part.
still double commit on the offense.
Now it's 1-on-2.
I'm just applauding. Like, I've gone from being mad about it. I'm just applauding at this point.
Again, they have a game plan, and they're willing to commit to it one way or the other.
I love the word commit in that sentence
Why?
because that's all they do.
Because topical.
It's a pun that I'm not sure you made.
No, not intended.
Prime Thunder with the tap down. Wonder will be there in the way.
Ooh, Coleman
25
trying to...
seconds now. Sharif trying to chase back. He's got 11 boosts to his name. He's got a
Great
Prime
pass.
Thunder on the far side. And that pathing from Sharif was incredible.
I was about to say they've got no chance because, like, Wonder just had Prime Thunder waiting on the opposite side, 1-on-1, and Sharif chucks it off the back wall and well cleared by Wonder, and that's just going to waste all those precious seconds off the clock. And this one will cruise to the end here for Flyquest as that's off the bar. And I mean, Sharif and Coleman, it's amazing to me that this game was over in a 30-second time span. That's always what's so surprising. It's like you take away those 2 kickoff goals and 1 miss boost in the midfield, you're going to overtime right now. Maybe not, okay.
You've got to keep your wits about you at all times. For first in, the only real consolation is it could have been much worse. With 3 minutes remaining, with the scoreline as it was, it could have been worse.
It really could have been worse, and I think it's kind of essentially a very similar pattern to what we saw in game number 2, except for the fact was they couldn't hold out. They just couldn't hold out that time, and they converted their chances.
I don't know what compels Flyquest to continue to take this hyper-aggressive approach. And it's so surprising to see Sharif and Coleman not be able to take advantage of it in the same way that Ghost Station were able to do that. Because it's purely just a matter of knowing where the pass is going. Not going to say that's easy, but that's literally all you have to figure out. Once you figure out how Wonder and Prime Thunder, how that first person is going to get rid of the ball, at that point you're going to beat these guys.
Well, they went straight back to the same problem they had in game 1, where they were back 3 puppets. They were just trying to follow around what the ball was doing rather than predicting what was coming next on the offensive side, and it just didn't work out. And now, last legs, they can't lose anymore.
You are out of lives.
This is time for the pep talk, isn't it? This is time for like the what's it called? The super
All right,
motivational,
boys.
like, guys, let's sit down. You know what I mean?
48-hour awake Sharif
Exactly.
giving a pep
He's
talk.
finally
Exactly.
tired.
It's
That's
just
why he
dribbling
missed
at
that
this
boost in
point.
the midfield. He's been awake for 48 hours straight.
Maybe you shouldn't have taken our advice on that one. Got to be honest with you. I say our advice. I'm going to blame Shogun. It was Shogun's advice. But,
I mean, I will always take short-term success. If I'm happy right now, I'm
Yeah.
happy forever.
Okay,
Until the
fair
point where
enough.
I'm not.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it is game
What a
point now,
cop-out.
and it is, most importantly, gentlemen, it's now qualification point for the guys on Flyquest. They had a disappointment earlier in the upper bracket, but they are looking to bring it back now in the lower bracket. Can they close this out? There's only one way to find out, and that's by watching the game.
Yep, well, let's get into this one. Flyquest, single game away. Let's just see whether or not the pattern shall be held to. The odd games have been demolition jobs by Flyquest, and the even ones have been, well, exactly that, just even. First in able to steal the game away. Sharif, ball on his hood, he's got 0 boost. Coleman, got enough, comes in from a side angle. No real power here. First in, they keep trying to turn on a dime. So difficult to get a lot of power, especially when you're turning and shooting from the exact same spot.
And again, that's also been one thing absent from Sharif's play that we saw yesterday. That lack of control in the first touch. We've touched on it multiple times here in this series, but it's part of the reason that they're not able to hang on to the ball, and Prime Thunder and Wonder are able to stay on offense, control all this boost, and bend first in flight to their will, just because the first touch from Coleman and Sharif has not been particularly good.
Coleman over the top. He's got boost to keep this going, and he's going to score it. That
Was something.
is a phenomenal way to start this game.
Oh, man. If I didn't know better, if you took off the name tags and you showed me Wonder's 2 goals earlier, you might think that's Wonder, just because it's very similar to the approach. Right above the crossbar, hanging around right around the ball, a couple twists to keep himself close, and a well-placed shot into the net. Well played, Coleman.
So it looks like we are going to see more of the game 2 than the game 1. However, we've seen how quickly it can run away. Sharif looking for the setup. All the way back out. Coleman has got a shot, but he's got to make the keeper work harder.
Yeah, weak touch and not a well-placed shot. Sharif wasting a lot of boost to try and go for this, and he almost got there. Wonder quick to deny it.
Oh, that is a poor challenge, Sharif. I don't know if he picks up any boost. He's going to have to try and deal with the challenge.
Oh man, Prime Thunder just nailed Sharif right in the nose and just instantly went and stole that corner boost. And again, seeing Flyquest control all this boost on the pitch. So tough for Sharif and Coleman to do anything they want.
Back out, Sharif goes in field for Coleman. He just doesn't want to see any of that. He'd love to take a piece of this, though. Sharif has been beat to the ball. Now Wonder, open net to aim for. He's taken a touch, and he's just snuck it in. That first one was supposed to make it easier.
Supposed to make it easier is right, but again, I think Sharif and Coleman maybe a little bit too ahead of themselves there. Anytime you get that ball rolling slow against that sidewall, to me, that's always a red flag. It's hard to make any plays happen when the ball's got no speed around that area, because either only great things or terrible things happen, and I'm always on the err on the side of caution.
Oh, we're at a goal apiece. This is roughly the time it started to fall apart for First In during the last game. Prime Thunder puts off the backboard. Gonna be beat to it, and then there's the own goal. Sharif will be credited.
Again, writing details of the previous goal. I totally missed it.
Oh, no, maybe Sharif did get it.
Oh, yeah, you nailed it. Well, Wonder helped it
what's
along.
the deflection rules on this?
I'm not sure.
You can claim it. Let's go for that. You can claim it.
I am not sure if Prime Thunder would have recovered fast enough to save that shot. That's the big question.
I believe if the shot is on target to begin with, it's yours, even if it takes a deflection.
Well, this one is clearly a goal from Coleman.
That is Coleman's.
This is clearly Coleman's goal.
And also, this is starting to look a lot closer to maybe being First In's game to take. It's been a scrappy series.
It has not been pretty.
But
that is true.
Whichever team wakes up tomorrow as the winners, they will not remember it as a scrappy series. They will just remember it as a series they won.
Actually, yeah, that is a great way to look at that. Oh my goodness.
We've had 3 games out of these 4 now that have just started to look like blowouts.
And
Flyquest have got to stop this quick.
And this one, very similar to the last game, it's got out of hand in a very short amount of time.
It was only a matter of seconds ago that we were touting how close this game was. Not anymore. First In. Putting Flyquest to the sword so far in Game 4.
And it hasn't been pretty either. There's been no shortage of mistakes from Coleman and Sharif. It's just Flyquest getting beat as Coleman drops another one in.
Well, the most redundant question I could have asked you there was, what strategy are Flyquest going to go for?
Well, I think...
Are they going to corner challenge? Maybe. There's a big
slight
maybe here.
There's a slight chance.
It's... I would love... Like
20 seconds ago, Chauvin. 20 seconds ago, this game was 2-1.
Yeah, that feels like an eternity ago at this
point.
Right? And, okay, it's now 3 goals difference. That's a lovely double tap. It's got to be said from Prime Thunder.
Oh, he chased it all the way. Every single piece of boost.
An angle, actually.
That is brilliant. Absolutely.
3 goals in 2 minutes.
I think our hype is not doing the justice that shot actually deserves.
It's kind of hard. When goals happen, when you've got, 4 or 5 goals within the last 30 seconds, it's just a goal.
We've seen a lot of T-Rex explosions, man.
Oh, wait, let's say we've seen a lot of T-Rexes. Like, okay. Prime Thunder.
Great pass.
Across the far side. And now, First In
now it's a battle.
Have got a real question to answer.
I don't know how this game can just be so back and forth like this. It doesn't make any sense. How can you be ahead 5-1, and in 15 seconds you're only ahead by 2 with 2 minutes to play pretty much? And you got to turn on the switch of, okay, we need to win this. We got to stop messing around. Not that they were messing around, but, you know, that's the way you got to think.
It's such a shock to me, coming in from mostly watching Freeze, and I'm sure everyone at home mostly watches Freeze tournaments.
Oh,
you
did he
see
put
a
it in?
3-goal lead and you just go, it's all over.
What?
But as this game is showing to us, it is anything but. And first in, I was starting to see their tournament hopes be dashed. This is a worry. It's gone from 2 minutes to score 3 to 80 seconds to score 1. Efficient at the very least from Flyquest.
Yeah, if my rate of goal scoring was that good, I would have already made Grand Champ.
Well, this is going to be their opportunity to do exactly that. The shot, though.
Weak.
Prime Thunder, he'll wish to have that one back yet again.
I think it was trying to do too much, to be honest. That angle that he was coming in at that ball with, super tough to get that much power on. He wants another fake and a flip reset.
Oh.
That was such a good idea.
He actually got a hold of it as well, but the two-man brick wall in front of him just decided it would not be allowed past. 45 seconds now. 1 goal still their difference. Prime Thunder is on the same side as the pass, which means it's going to be difficult for him to take the shot. Coleman has to win that challenge. First in are stuck on their own goal line. They've got to find a way out. That double tap
that'll
might
do it.
help, but the mid boost stolen. Prime Thunder forced to leave his own back boost, though, for Sharif.
Ooh.
24, our first in, gonna hold on.
That was a big bump there from Wonder on Sharif in the midfield. It gives Prime Thunder a chance and saved.
Now back to the corner. Prime Thunder has got the boost. Immediately challenged, first in. Happy to try and commit everyone to not
Ooh.
allow a chance.
Oh, what a
and that is
catch.
crucial contact. Not allowing the counter-attack to happen. Off the backboard again. Coleman is forward. As soon as this ball touches the floor, we head to game number 5. Onset.
Wow.
We saw a hand on the cliff, and then we saw maybe 3 fingers, and we got it all the way down by a finger holding on the cliff.
I mean, it couldn't be set up better for a game 5, could it, gentlemen? I mean, that was another strange game. We have to be
mental.
totally honest. I mean,
have
at
no
one point there,
idea.
First in Flight were thinking about game 5, and then before they knew it, they were really
You had to
thinking about
refocus
game
on game
4.
4.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Onset, if you can do me a favor, don't ask me to predict the next game. I will predict that we are going to get 100 goals today with the way it's going. We got another 9 from that game itself. This is a series and a half.
The strange thing about it as well, now we go into that game 5, I think we talk about confidence, we talk about momentum. I think that both teams are kind of being on a level playing
You
field
throw
now.
it all out the window now.
Because First In managed to just about win that last game. They've at least got themselves to a game 5. But Flyquest, they put 4 in a row that pretty much almost booked themselves the qualification spot.
30 seconds.
So right now, both of these teams are going to be like raring to go, wanting to get into this next game, both thinking they can qualify. I just want to get on with the game. This is super exciting, and of course we've only got 2 more qualification spots left. This is a game 5 to decide who is going to regionals. Is it going to be Flyquest? Is it going to be First in Flight? At this point, who knows? Who knows?
I'm the exact same way. Like, I'm sitting here, like, trying to look at what I've written down, what I think about these players, what we've seen, and it's just like the analytical mind, like, shuts off for a game 5. It's like, you don't know.
Here's the most terrifying part about this, though, is that the way we've seen this going, this could either be the closest game ever or an absolute blowout.
Which would be so sad. I would be so sad.
Although it was going to start off really well as Prime Thunder within 3 seconds. You know, he would have wanted that maybe 4 seconds ago during the last game.
Right.
But he'll take it now.
He'll take it now, and at least you start off on the right foot. But Shogun, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got like maybe 10 more spots. Maybe 10.
You're going to see Sharif try and get to that ball. Prime Thunder with the fake out as no defense game. And
Hyper
I'm
risk.
hoping he's saying it didn't just bait this on, but first in, please don't collapse on us.
That was not a good challenge by Coleman A. Sharif was all the way back on the Flyquest side of the pitch. If he didn't get a piece of that ball, they were getting scored on, and now they're so far down. Sharif is 1 save away from the 7-11 achievement unlock. He's got 10 so far.
Well, this could very well be it. He takes his time, and he's got it.
Hey, how about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Dual Force Player of the Match unlocked.
Proud of you, Sharif.
Proud of you, Sharif, but now I think that's the very last thing on his mind. That 2-goal deficit is blaring in front of his eyeballs. Gotta find some way back into this. The first minute is slowly coming to an end.
Oh,
Sharif,
this is a good chance.
He's got the chance.
Strong touch.
Why? Flyquest!
What
I've
have you
gone from
done?
being mad to being just accepting. I'm back to being mad again. What? He's sending 2.
When qualification is on the line, Shogun.
When qualification is on the line, you play the exact same as you have done all the
Exactly.
rest of the time.
It has gotten you this far. Onset holds up a card that just says "Why."
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm reeling from that one.
Deep breath.
Oh. I've got the twitch coming back.
Take a
now.
moment. Take a moment.
Well, either way, Flyquest, their lead has been cut down to 1. They look to take
Oh,
it back
no,
to 2, and
that
Wonder
hurts.
gets a hold of it, but the keeper got a strong hand.
That's what feels so bad about it. Is Sharif gave this a heck of an effort. He had to cover a lot of options. Went to cover the left-hand post actually from the attacker's perspective. Made the adjustment to try and keep that out. And unfortunately, still not enough. That hurts.
Okay, Flyquest, I'm asking this now as a friend.
Do not.
Do not double commit for no reason. I'm begging of you.
You will never hear Shogun ask nicer than that.
That wasn't asking, that was begging.
Say it's yes.
Off to the side, Wonder with the shot. 90 seconds played. It feels like it's been an eternity already.
Oh,
in
another
this
one.
game, Coleman
It's
trying
got
to
a
chase
lot
it down,
on
but
it.
he's got so little boost.
Double commit!
This time from first in.
Oh,
Prime
no.
Thunder, he looks around. He's found nobody. 4-1. It's
And-
like last game, but now the roles are reversed.
And that is Coleman and Sharif not communicating about who's going to do what on that ball. They saw that first touch. They're like, yes, breakaway chance. And they got too far ahead of themselves. They didn't realize the first touch was going to be awkward off the back wall. They had to figure out, all right, I'll pass it. You shoot it. You don't have a lot of time to do that, but it's something that needs to be done.
Coleman will clear. 4-1. Flyquest. Game 1 was a stomp. Game 3 was a stomp. Maybe Game 5 will follow that pattern. Sharif takes the ball out. Prime Thunder is all the way back. They really do rely on their ability to recover. Do Flyquest. Wonder, he's just going to happily see that one away. That was such a poor ball played by Sharif, and they couldn't get punished.
Ooh, close one.
Flyquest.
Flip
Prime
reset.
Thunder, I think that's like his 3rd attempt.
Yeah, he's tried it a couple times. No doubt about that.
Tell how comfortable he feels in this game.
Tough play. Well saved. No
Coleman
boost, though.
tries to bait out the infield pass. Instead, went straight to the corner, but it was pretty ineffective at trying to create an opportunity. Now to the far side. Coleman
far.
can't quite get there. That was the one opportunity. If they really want to start turning the screws on a comeback.
Yeah, and you really feel like they needed that. No. Sharif again denied. Feel like he played that almost perfectly. He had the right card to get the job done over the head and just got a weak touch. And this one again, a little too far on top of the ball, driving it down instead of forward.
Coleman is completely out of position here. He does not quite know what he wants to do with it. Prime Thunder, he's got Wonder. He knows how
man.
many options he's got, and it's somehow not quite gone in. He knew Sharif was looking at both him and Wonder, just going, okay, who's actually taking the shot here? They almost managed to beat him. First in, no signs just yet of a comeback. They've got 90 seconds to make it started. There's Sharif
Poor placement.
right down the middle. If it was bowling, then maybe, yeah, but this is Rocket League. Get it into the corners, lads. Chief, you gotta look at the screen, buddy. You gotta look at the screen.
I'm just so sad. There have been so many good chances for First and Flight to bring themselves back into this game, and unfortunately they haven't been able to convert any of them.
Now straight down the middle. 1 minute for 3. Coleman, he's on the far side. Sharif takes it by himself.
Does it have
Prime
enough?
Thunder, has he got enough? In!
So he had enough that time,
We've seen
now-
goal swings like this within a minute.
but now do they have enough time?
Here's the major question. Out of any situation, with a minute left, you've just seen the goal going against you. Will Flyquest finally...
back off for a half second? We'll find out.
Well, to the far side, Prime Thunder is all the way back.
Ooh, not a good clear.
There's Sharif, he's got the double
Oh,
tap!
no!
Oh, off the crossbar! Coleman, all the way back now, holding the midway line. Been smacked into by Sharif, who has just seems to have gone absolutely mental. He just doesn't want to have
Oh,
any
there it is,
second
there
off
it
that
is.
ball, and there's Coleman! turn. 29 seconds. What else can we ask for when it comes to this series?
A goal in 29 seconds.
A goal in 29 seconds, and you know for a fact we'll get a kickoff goal immediately following an overtime.
Please do. Just 3 seconds into overtime, and it's done.
Coleman choosing not to go for this. Very risky, but he's going to allow Wonder to take himself out of the play.
Oh,
Big clear.
Where's Prime Thunder?
Prime Thunder now.
All the way back.
Oh, Sharif is now out of the play after the demo. 18 seconds on the clock. Wonder by himself goes over the top of Sharif. Coleman, though, actually it was Sharif this time that has taken the ball away. It's going to be a race.
Whoa.
Oh, not quite in. Coleman, far side. It's going to be against Wonder, who gets the ball
What a
played over the
touch.
top of him. He's going to keep this one going. Is this going to be an insane goal to finish?
That's it. They're toast.
Prime Thunder will just watch that
Oh,
one
he
go
beat
down.
him. Oh my gosh, he shot it at his own net. Oh.
Wow!
Ladies and gentlemen, and relax. Woo
Zen moment for everyone. But I mean, gentlemen, I don't know. Do you know what? No, Shogun. What a series that was. A game 5. And congratulations to Flyquest. I mean, they made it exciting. They gave Shogun a heart attack at one point as well. Some noises that I haven't heard from him in a long time. I mean, what a game 5, gentlemen.
Weeks.
Oh man. You know, here's the really unfortunate part. If you're first in flight, you're thinking about those 2 chances at about the 2-minute mark.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's gonna stick in your head for a little bit.
Here's the major question, though. Not how do Flyquest bounce back and continue this momentum into the next round.
What did they do at
Not
regionals?
what could Thurston have done better. But the main question is, Achieves, did you have enough paper
I
for
did.
the rest of that series?
By 7 lines.
By 7 lines. I was keeping up with the amount of goals for the day. I mean, if you're a neutral fan, if you came into this series not really rooting for either of these teams, you could have asked for a better series.
Truly an entertaining one is what we can definitely take away from that. If you might be watching for the first time thinking, you know, what is competitive Rocket League? What's this 2v2 all
It's
about?
not like
That's
that all
what
the
it's
time,
about.
but it's pretty
It's
good.
crazy.
The last
exactly.
2 minutes was a roller coaster to say the least.
You felt like it was coming, didn't you? The equalizer as well. Everything was set up from what we've seen previously in the series as well between the 2 teams. But the most important thing, okay, of course, is congratulations to Flyquest. They have qualified for regionals, our 3rd qualifier. Gentlemen, I mean, they made it hard on themselves.
Absolutely.
They made it. They added years onto Shogun's life, but they've done it. That's the most important thing. Another thing we should make everyone at home aware of is that there were 40 goals scored during that series. 4-0. And that means that thanks to our friends over at Soylent, there'll be 400 meals going to the World Food Programme over in the USA.
That's 87 for the day.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The century is on. The century is on.
Unless
Of course.
we see like 1-goal games in the next series, 100 is going to happen.
It's very true. And of course, if you want to get involved as well, head over to wfpusa.org/Universal Open. Now let's have a quick brisk bracket update to show you exactly what's going on. I mean, you can see one more spot to go. Word and Ghost Station and Flyquest have all qualified today from the Northeastern Closed qualifiers. Now it is up to Hot Cat E-Games and In Bloom
What a game
to try and
Right.
exactly to try and provide some level of entertainment that could compare to the last.
Now, to be fair, we did see Hawkeye earlier. They played pretty well against Word, and it'll be interesting to see how Jit and Perma excuse me, really stack up to that, because we were all kind of taken a little bit of surprise by In Bloom when they played Mercury Pencils yesterday. They kind of stomped them.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good showing from them. I'm not too sure how this last one is going to go down. I mean, I don't know how any of this has gone down. We have not seen a single 3-0 all day.
Yeah, no.
That's been great. I don't think we've seen that at all once during any broadcast. So not only are we 13 goals away from our first century, 1 series away from our first mega competitive broadcast.
13 goals away, gentlemen, from a century.
How hard could it be?
A century. That
could
would
it
be. That's insane. In 4 games of Rocket League. That's
I mean,
just
chat.
it's
You guys
beautiful.
watching at home, you are going to count down this with us. Okay,
Yes.
you've got to count down with us.
So
Get those
we're
fingers
13 away.
loose. Get those fingers ready, because we want to see those numbers being counted down with us. Because as I say, 13 more to go.
13 away.
Unbelievable. It's going to happen.
It
And one
is.
thing that did happen in the last game as well is we had the Brisk Dual Force achievement
Yes,
unlock as
Sharif.
well. It was Sharif who managed to pick that one up, also known as the 7-11 moment. If you were wondering what that was, it means that he scored 7 goals during that series and made 11 saves, but unfortunately for him, it wasn't enough to carry his team through to the regionals. But gentlemen, let's look forward a little bit to this next game. I've just got to... Do you know what? Before we do that, let's take a moment to catch our breath. Everyone at home, just 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's talk about that.
I'm going to need like maybe 99 more of those when we do go to a break, but I feel like that's given me enough to sort of go into this next one. Don't expect that, is what I would definitely say. It's going to be a lot more of a slower paced game. I don't think it's possible to be a faster paced game than what Flyquest tried to put forward.
Yeah. To say the least.
I don't know, man.
Do you know what, Shogun?
I'm not an analyst anymore.
Do you
I'm
know
just
what?
a fan.
Shogun, don't even worry about
Yeah,
it. People
I'm
at home,
good.
we're going to take the responsibility away from Shogun. We'll put it on you. Use the hashtag UOS2 to get in touch. Let us know what you think's going to happen in our next game, our final game, of course. And it's the final game for a couple of weeks, remember, as well. So follow us at Universal Open as well. But it's going to be the final game for a few weeks. It's going to be a good one. We're going to take one more quick break. Shogun's going to remember how to use words
I need
and
to
speak.
air out at this point.
Achieves is going to get his maths down. And we're going to come back for our final game of the day. One more qualifying spot to go.